Okay, it's just connecting across to YouTube Live. Just wait just a second because I've got to put myself on pause or else I'll get a terrible echo. Okay, let me get my phone out so I can check the chat on YouTube Live. Okay, that's cool. That's whoopsie. There we go. I'm going to pause myself. I'm going to come back to here. I'm going to say hello to Nidhi. Hello, Nidhi Aurora. Who else do we have here? Just use the chat there. Just say hello to me so I can see who's in here. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to quickly connect across to YouTube so I can see the people on YouTube. I can see your questions that you ask. Okay, I think that's so good. Don't know why it's not showing the live stream, but I guess it will in a second. All right, that's all right. Hello, Jiku Mazunda. That's an interesting name. Where are you from, Jiku? Please pop in your country of origin too. That would be interesting. And hello, Dashani. Nice to see you in here. And while we're doing that, what I'm going to first do is just Nidhi, I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. I think there's another one of these on Friday, Nidhi, if your battery does die. Cool. All right. What I'm going to do first is I've got a set of slides that I want to run through with you, but what I want to do first is just walk you through the E2 language platform, because if you are preparing for the OET test, I hope you are preparing for the OET test. Okay. A lot of people take the OET without sufficient or any preparation, and I can tell you that there is a very high failure rate for the OET test. Well, for all of these English language tests, in fact, because people just aren't prepared enough for them, okay? You don't know what's coming at you. So let's go through. I'm just going to show you how this platform very quickly can help you. So I'm logged in and I'm a paid member, right? I'm a paid member. So the first thing I see here, and this is very critical to your learning, is the live class schedule. Okay, so I can see all of the different live classes. So today's the 21st. This morning there was a speaking at 8 a.m. Melbourne time. This calendar will show it in wherever you are in the world, if you're in the UAE or India or wherever. There's a speaking one again at 5 p.m. Melbourne time. Tomorrow there's writing for nurses. Friday there's writing for doctors. Monday is reading ABC. Listening is ABC. There you go. So live classes happening twice a day, 5 days a week, or 4 days a week. If you are a nurse, feel free to come along to the medicine writing classes. And if you are a doctor, feel free to come along to the nursing writing classes. It's still very helpful. We teach the same structure, the same methodology, etc. So that's helpful. What I'm going to talk you through here is the study pathway. I'm just going to show you how this works very quickly. It's a clever little tool. So what you do is you pop in, you answer the first question, which is, have you taken the test before? I'm just going to say no, but maybe you have. So I'm just going to say no. Then I'm going to put in the scores that I need. So let's say I need BBB, okay? And then I'm going to put in my test date. So let's say it's the 31st of August, right? And I click submit. Now what's going to happen here, it's going to create a sequence of tasks that I need to do before my test date, okay? And they're going to be categorized by essential or high or medium or low. And I can see here reading part A, for example. And I can actually complete these tasks by clicking the view button here. So I can actually complete my course from this little study pathway mechanism here. I'm just going to disappear for a second. You can actually filter. If you click this filter button, you can actually just show the essential tasks, or you can show them all, and you can get rid of the tasks that you've already completed. It'll reload it there, okay? So it's pretty clever. All right, so let's go and look in the course here. In the course, we've got writing, reading ABC, listening ABC, and speaking. So how it works is you've got an overview, usually with a few lessons here, maybe a downloadable PDF. We also, at E2 Language, we work on methods, and this is critical for your success. Methods, that is step-by-step approaches to the writing or to reading part A or to listening part C or whatever, okay? So we do a lot of the hard work and thinking to make sure you know what you're doing. Okay, so there's a bunch of videos here. Of course, there's practice tests. Now, we've got 5 practice tests worth of practice questions. So the tests aren't all together into one test. We've pulled them apart. So for example, if I go to reading part A, I can see practice test 1, practice test 2, practice test 3, 4, and 5. And if I click here, I've got the printable texts, but I've also got an online practice test. So if you don't have a printer at home, you just want to do it digitally, you can actually do it here. Here are the questions, here are the texts, and you just go through and you can do that. It all works beautifully on the computer, right? Cool. Let's push on. I'm going to also show you the mini mock test. So the mini mock test is here. This is a fantastic little tool, okay? Let me just show you what happens after you've completed the mini mock test. So the mini mock test is a shortened OET test that you do on your computer, okay? You do listening, reading, and writing in one sitting. It'll take you about, I think, about 1 hour and 45 minutes to do all 3 of those sections. And the speaking's done separately, where you book a session with one of our teachers and you're one-on-one with the teacher for a role play, okay? After you've done that, you'll receive your results. And this is an example. This student's got perfect scores in almost everything. Feel free to ask questions, by the way. I'll answer them in a second. So this is cool. You can see how you've gone in listening part A, B, and C. In your real OET, you only see listening, for example. But even better, if I click on listening A, I can actually see my answers. Actually, I got them all right. So let's go back. Which one did I do wrong in? Reading part A. Okay, so reading part A. Okay, there's something going on here. I need to fix this, but that's okay. This is the development server. But I can see my answers versus the correct answers, for example. I can go through and look at all my reading part Bs. Which ones did I get right? Which ones did I get wrong? Why did I get that one wrong, for example? But what's best about this is the writing and speaking feedback. Okay, so if I go down here and click on View Report Card, one of our expert teachers will have marked your writing and given you a score based on the criteria, the new criteria that the OET examiners use to mark your writing. So I can see here, for example, for purpose, that I got medium, okay? And I can see here a comment about why I got medium. Okay, so I can go through and I can say, oh, I got medium here for content. The content of my letter addresses what is needed. And I can read the specific personalized comment here, okay? So what this is doing is it's giving me a lot of valuable information and precise information about what I'm doing right and wrong, okay? That is super helpful, because then I can walk away and go, okay, I need to make my vocabulary more precise, for example. Okay, and I get an overall score here. And it's the same thing with speaking. So if I click on speaking, I click on View Report Card. I've done my little one-on-one session with the teacher, just like this on Zoom. You can be anywhere in the world. Our teachers are fantastic. And I can see all of my feedback here. And I've performed very well in this test for speaking. So anyway, that's the mini mock test. If you just want some writing feedback, you click here on speaking and writing feedback, click on writing, and you can actually purchase an individual writing feedback here, where for nurses, you'll get nursing case notes, doctors will get medicine case notes, and you'll submit just one letter through. So you don't have to do the whole mini mock test if you don't want, and you'll get the expert feedback, including corrective feedback from the teacher. Before we talked about live classes, if you do miss a live class, you click here on recorded live classes, except I'm in the wrong website. Let me click here. Click on recorded live classes. And if the time is not right for you, you're at work or whatever, you can actually watch them back here. So you can see here, for example, this is our expert teacher, Brad. Is it going to load?
Look, if you haven't had that one-time tutorial done.
There's Brad there. So these are fabulous. What else do we have here? You can ask questions to our teachers. Basically, everything you need to prepare for your test is here in the platform. I don't think you need anything else, honestly. And I really do recommend, if you're a non-native, even a native English speaker, honestly, you should probably do the Express package, just so you know really what you need to do on test day. If your English is not so good and you're a little bit concerned, then I really do suggest signing up to one of our packages. We will help you to pass the test first time round. Don't spend $500 on this test and then wait a month and not get the results that you want, okay? Do it properly, do it the first time round. Cool, I think that's all. I'm not gonna do the screen sharing thing. We're now gonna go to Q&A. So if you have any questions, please pop them into the chat. Just bear with me, I'm gonna bring up YouTube on my phone. I'm sure some people have some questions on YouTube. You want, okay? Do it properly, do it the first. Okay, what questions do we have? Hiral, is the OET test paper-based or computer-based? It's a paper-based test, actually. They do not have a digital version yet, but you can prepare on the computer. It's absolutely fine. Yes. Aftab, I've done 5 live classes test. If I send in 1 or 2 days, will they mark? I think what you mean, what you're getting at there is how long does it take to receive feedback from the teacher on your writing? The answer is 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so make sure you don't submit your writing through the day before the test. Do it a few days before or now. Okay. Here I believe you use a pencil like the IELTS test. Lami, in the exam, can I put marks on the test paper, like to put circle or line in some words? Yes, you can. Okay, let's have a look here at YouTube Live. Hello, YouTube Live. I'm just having a look at your questions here. Mohammed Sayed says, in the exam, I was shocked by the discharge letter. So it's definitely good to prepare for all types of letters. So in our platform, we have referral, discharge, and transfer letters, okay, for nurses and doctors. So you'll get to actually practice all 3 types. Okay, so Sophia's asking about the E2 language classes, what's in the package? So the packages vary. If you go for the Express package, which is valid for 3 months, it gives you materials and 10 or 15 live classes, which is great. The other packages come with tutorials, one-on-one tutorials, writing feedback, up to 40 live classes, 5 full practice tests. It's good stuff. Okay. Yosef asks, Jay, if I write fewer than 180 words in my letter, can I still get a B? Probably not, because it probably means that you're leaving out important information and case notes. So if you're unsure about that, you may want to watch our methodology videos. Hiral, I took the IELTS and I got a 6.5 3 times, so I'm trying OET for the first time. Yeah, the IELTS test can be really frustrating if you're getting stuck on that 6.5 number. So if you are a medical professional, I highly recommend taking the OET test. It's just far more relevant for what you do, and you'll be far more familiar with the vocabulary that you need. Okay, you're not going to write an essay about tax or public transport. You'll be writing an essay, a letter rather, based on a patient's case notes. Okay, Hiral is a nuclear medicine technologist. That's the coolest job title I've ever heard. What's the best way to prepare? I wonder. I'm not going to answer that question. You know the answer. Jiku, can I underline case notes in writing? Yes, you can, but not... In the writing, you have 45 minutes, right? But the first 5 minutes is just reading time, and you cannot use a pen during the reading time. So you're just reading. As soon as that 5 minutes is up for the reading time, you can take out your pen and start to underline things. That's totally fine. Jay, can we purchase the writing feedback separately? Yes, you can. You come in as a free member to e2language.com. You click on the speaking writing feedback. In fact, let me just show you how to do it, okay? If you just want some feedback on your writing, it's $19 US for comprehensive expert writing feedback. So you come in here, you're a free user or a paid user, it doesn't matter. You click on speaking, writing feedback here. You click on writing. You click here to buy the individual assessment. You buy now. So this has got GST, so it's $20 US in Australia. And then you put in your credit card details and you click process. Simple as that. And within 24 to 48 hours, you'll have expert feedback on your writing, okay? Lami, do I have time to transfer my answers in listening and reading? I know in reading you answer directly into the book, so there's no transfer time. For listening, you have 2 minutes at the end to check your answers, but I believe you mark your answers directly onto the paper. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Hiral, in the speaking test, I am unclear as to what happens. Here's what happens. On exam day, you will meet with the examiner. There'll be some formalities where they'll check your passport and they'll ask you some questions about your background, blah, blah, blah. Then the first role play will begin. You'll be given a role play card. You'll have between 2 and 3 minutes to prepare for that role play. The role play will then begin. You will play the role as the medical professional. The person sitting across from you will play the role as the patient or the family member or something like that. The role play will go for 5 minutes. Then after that, you'll do another role play with 2 or 3 minutes preparation time, 5 minutes to do the role play, and that's that. Now, if you're concerned about this, if you need some help, the mini mock test comes with a role play simulation, which you do on Zoom. So you can be in your house in whatever country, and you'll get to meet our expert teachers. I'm just going to quickly introduce you to our expert teachers, by the way. Let me just share my screen. We have some of the, I think, some of the world's best OET teachers. So there's me, there's Eunice, there's Colin, there's Lauren, there's Marie-Claire, there's Samantha, there's Jennifer, and there's Judy. So these are the expert OET teachers who work for E2 Language. These are the people you'll meet in your live classes. These are the people you'll meet in your tutorials. These are the people who will mark your writing. These are experts, okay? They're all native English speakers. You can see they have excellent qualifications as well. So just if you are thinking about getting writing feedback, just think about who you get it from. Mimi, I didn't pass listening. I got 330. How can I improve my listening? Listening is a really tough one. I just want to show you, we've got a, hold on one second. Just let me show you another thing here, which might be interesting. Just bear with me here. I hope I'm not wasting your time. Let me just share my screen here. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay. I'm not sure if you've seen this website yet, but this is brand new. This is, if you need help with vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, reading skills, more sort of basic listening and reading skills, then check out e2school.com. This website is to build those fundamental basic skills before you take your test or while you're preparing for your test, okay? This course, Test Ready, might be appropriate for you, or if you need help with pronunciation, Speaking Lab is really good. If you need some very beginner type stuff, check out Level 1 Key. At the moment, this is all for free, so you can sign up. So it's e2school.com. But the purpose of this website is, again, to build up your fundamental language skills. Remember that the IELTS test, the OET test, PTE Academic, these are English language skills. If you do not have the requisite fundamental skills, you probably cannot pass these tests, okay? They are tests, ultimately, of your vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation, okay? If you're lacking in those skills, come to E2 School, build your skills, then prepare for the OET test. This is the path you ought to take. That website is brand new, by the way. I'm very, very proud of it. Jay, can you please show a sample of checked writing by E2 so we would know what to expect? Yes, just bear with me here. Let me show you. I'm in the right one here. Okay, so let me show you here. Let me just check something here. Okay, so this is just a sample student. All right, let me go here. I'll click on writing. So this is for the mini mock test, but it's pretty similar to what you get for the writing feedback if you just want writing feedback. So what this is so important, okay? Purpose. That is one of the criteria that the assessors mark your writing against, okay? And purpose is broken down into two parts. The purpose of your letter is immediately apparent. The purpose of your letter is sufficiently expanded. So our teachers go through and give you a high, medium, low, and comments on these criteria. Did you do it well? You get a high. Did you do it poorly? You get a low. So what you're going to be able to do with this writing feedback is identify your weak areas, right? High, medium, low, high, medium, low. And if you do get a low or a medium, you can look at it and you can read the comments and go, oh, okay, that's what I need to do on test day. This is an extremely fast way to improve. Now, this is from the mini mock test, so you don't actually get any corrective feedback. But if you do submit through the writing assessment, you will also get comments where the teacher has gone through and indicated in your letter grammatical errors, vocabulary errors, structure errors, case note errors, for example. So it looks a little bit different, but hopefully that shows you what you get. Again, that mini mock test, if you've never taken the OET before, or you've taken it and you haven't got the scores you want, that's the thing you need. It's $69 US. It's very good. Humera, Jay, I heard that the OET writing is changing from August the 31st. Do we have to write something different from previous tests? No. The task is not changing. It's exactly the same task as everybody else did last month and the month before that. What's changed now is the criteria that the assessors use to mark your writing. So that thing I just showed you before about purpose and content and language, that is the criteria. It's the same checklist the examiners are using when they're going through your writing. We do the exact same thing, okay? So we pretend to be the examiners and we're giving you a mark based on what the examiners look at, okay? You do have to change the way that you write your letter slightly. That's all I'm going to say. I really do recommend you get some feedback. Here's a good question. Hiral, Jay, can I choose my tutor if I buy a silver package, for example? The answer is no, you can't. But the good news is all of our tutors are, I would suggest, they're equally as good as each other. They all teach the same methods. We all have the same training. We all know what we're doing. We're all very experienced professionals and we understand the case notes. So it doesn't really matter if you get Judy or Samantha or Colin, you'll get some excellent teachers. I'm not going to answer specific questions about writing. I'm just going to stick to the sort of general comments here. Jay, what's your advice to pass reading part C? Yeah, reading part C is where you really have to start reading for detail. And there are different question types in reading part C. For example, there is question type where you have to read for the main idea of a paragraph, or you read for the detail of a paragraph, or you read for the reference of a specific sentence. Like it might use the word this, for example. What does the word this mean? And so you have to read back. So again, I think it's just practice. I think it's about seeing answers. I think it's about if you don't have those fundamental skills, it's about building up your vocabulary, reading speed, stuff like that. So E2 School, E2 Language together is a powerful tool. Dan Tuheko says, I recently got my writing checked and I appreciate the feedback. Hopefully I can get a better score now. Good. Kulthum says, is there a package just for writing? Not really. You just get everything. You just get everything. but you can take your tutorials on writing, for example, and you can just attend the writing live classes. Sindhu, what's your advice for improving reading part A? So reading part A, as you know, you have 15 minutes. It's about speed reading. It's not about reading for detail. It's about scanning your eyes across the surface of the text, picking out key words, finding the synonyms they're associated with in the question. I think really it's a bit of a practice thing, to be honest. It's about getting really familiar with that reading part A test, knowing, and when I say this, please be careful with some of the material that you get for free in those Google Drives and Dropbox folders, because to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of it is junk. It's not helpful because the questions are written so poorly that they don't actually resemble the real test at all. So just be careful with that. Okay. Hiral. Okay, here's a good question. So Jay, in the speaking, do I just speak for 5 minutes like in the IELTS part 2? No. You're having an interaction with somebody, okay? So you're having a conversation. So speaking is actually a lot about listening carefully and doing active listening. You're actually scored on your ability to actively listen to the patient and to respond appropriately to the patient. So it's not just about you speaking. The examiners are listening to that recording and they're asking, okay, is she listening to the patient? Is she responding appropriately to the patient? Or is she just speaking and not listening carefully? So you really have to listen in the speaking part of the test. How do I get a B in writing? Feedback. Honestly, feedback. Really. You don't know what mistakes you're making. We do. Cool. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to show you the platform, show you what it is we do here. We have helped thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people pass their OET test now. So thanks for coming along. I appreciate it. If you do have any questions, you can send them through help.e2language.com. One of our experts customer service will get back to you. Yeah, cool. Good luck in your test. And yeah, hopefully you do prepare for it. I really do recommend some good preparation before your test so you get it right the first time. Cool. See you. Thanks very much.